I know that we're hearing from some witnesses right now. Do we have Micah on the phone yet? Or we're still working to get him? Okay, thank you, Matt, for that update. Again, this is a isolated incident, as police are saying, involving a group of males who were arguing. It escalated into a shooting. I think we do have that witness, a gentleman who was there at the park when just chaos unfolded there. Micah?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Micah. Can you just tell us what were you doing? What did you hear? What did you see?
Yeah, so we were right inside the entrance of the Bennett Center, I think like the south side entrance, and we were getting waters. As we were walking out, we passed by a group of like 6 guys. They were pushing and shoving each other. At first, we thought they were joking. About 15 seconds later, right after we walked by them, we heard the shots. I want to say it was like 2 or 3, and everybody just started running. I saw a group of at least 5 guys together, I want to say. Tall, black. I think most of them were black, and then we had, they were wearing mostly black. One of them had a hat on. One of them pushed one of the individuals and said something to the effect of, "You don't know who I am." And one of the other individuals who was pushed responded with, "I don't care who the F you are." So at that point, I would say 10 to 15 seconds later, as we were about to exit the building, the shots went off right behind us, and a lot of people started running. That's when we started running.
Was this near the event center or inside the event center?
It was inside the event center.
It was inside the event center. Okay, you said this just started. It sounded like they were having an altercation. You witnessed that, and then shortly thereafter, shots were fired?
Yeah, I would say right at 8:45, and I say that because my girlfriend, she was with me, and she called her friend at 8:52, I think. So I would say just a couple minutes before that is when that happened. I believe it would be between 8:45 and 8:50 that the shots actually took place.
Did you ever get the sense that folks thought, hey, this is really starting to escalate, this argument between these group of individuals? Were there people trying to get out of the way? Or
there wasn't.
Okay.
I would say that for sure. Like they were about my age. I'm 25 years old, and I would say that they were probably between the ages of 20 and 25. And like I said, the first initial thought that I had when I was walking by them and I heard them fighting with one another and pushing, I thought I saw one of them smile, like I said, when he said, "You don't know who I am." And his, at first I thought, oh, this is his friend. My friends and I push each other around. We joke around. We have a good time.
Right.
I thought, if they're fighting. But there was a small part of me that was like, then again, maybe they're not.
Okay. And was it just minutes later you heard the shots being fired? Did you know that it was coming from this group of individuals?
It was within 30 seconds. Right after we passed them, like I said, we were right by one of the entrances to the Bennett Center. So we had just passed through the threshold. So the shooting would have taken place within, I'd say, 25 to 30 feet of one of the entrances of the Bennett Center. Like I said, we had just passed through the threshold into a foyer where people were sitting on benches and enjoying the AC. And that's kind of what we were doing. We were just getting out of the heat there, and we had just walked through the threshold when the shooting happened. Like I said, I want to say I heard 2 to 3 shots, and that's when people started to begin running.
Now, Micah, you talk about those people who are running. I know that in this situation, especially when you're inside of a building, that can be very scary. You worry about folks getting trampled on. What were those moments like? Were people trying to take it in, figure out, were those gunshots, or was it clear? And what happened from there?
Well, like I said, yeah, we were right by the entrance. I heard what I thought was a gunshot. Right behind me, again, I'd say we had just passed through the threshold of the doorway into the foyer room right before you go outside. And I'd say a group of maybe 20 people standing behind me who were going into the Bennett Center. They began to run. I saw a lot of people who, again, they were sitting on benches, sitting on the ground up against the wall, just kind of trying to get out of the heat. I think at first everybody was kind of like, what's going on? Is this, just kids being dumb or people just running around? It occurred to me and my girlfriend pretty quickly because I was at Fassler Hall on New Year's Eve whenever there was a shooting there, and I kind of recognized the situation immediately, and I thought to myself, oh, I know what this is. So she started to run. I grabbed her hand, and we decided to start booking it toward the exit of the park at that point.
Well, that's scary. You've been at the site of 2 shootings. So you started to exit, you saw folks running. We saw some video a little earlier tonight from another patron who was there at the fair. Initially, it looked like people weren't exactly sure what happened, and then they started hearing people screaming, "Go, go, 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 go," and then it looked like everyone was running. Did you at any time see police? We saw some video of at least one officer with a long gun.
I didn't see personally. I saw a lot of police vehicles, a lot of the golf carts, a lot of police vehicles, going toward the event center. One of the most interesting parts of it, I don't know if it was just a miscommunication or a mishearing over the radio, but we were passing by one of the bars that are in the state fairgrounds, I think called the Beach, and the people were doing karaoke in there, and I heard over the karaoke machine or the speaker or intercom that they have in there say, "Oh, everybody, there's been a shooting, go to the event center." The event center is where the shooting took place. I actually started to think to myself, I was like, that's wrong. People need to be going away from the event center. It took them about 10 seconds to correct that and then say, "Oh, wait, never mind. The shootings are inside the event center. Don't go to the event center." So that was, like I said, that was a correction that people needed on there.
Able to leave the fair? Were you actually able to leave, or are you stuck in some of this bottleneck traffic currently?
We are 100% stuck in traffic currently.
Okay, tell me a little bit about that. What's it looking like? How slow are you moving? What are you waiting on? Are police just kind of guiding traffic out?
I am not at a point where I can see police guiding traffic out. We made it back to our parking spot at the B2 parking site, and we were able to barely pull out of our spot. We've moved about 10 feet in 45 minutes or so.
I can't imagine that you ever expected your night to end like this. Tell me why you went. You were there, I guess, to see some of your favorite artists or enjoy some music, or just the state fair?
Yeah, last night of the fair, figured we'd go.
Last night of the fair, figured you'd go, and then this happened. How long had you been there?
We got here sometime after 6 o'clock.
Okay, so you'd been there for a little while when that happened. Are you noticing, initially we were getting reports saying that a lot of the cars weren't able to leave the parking lot, that people were being asked to stay put. Are you seeing that cars are slowly kind of inching out of there? Are things starting to pick up a little bit at least?
I can see the main road from the parking lot, and I see a lot of traffic moving there. But as far as here in the parking area, kind of on the dirt road, I see absolutely nothing. Like I said, I've been stuck behind the same car here for probably about 45 minutes, maybe a little longer now.
Okay. Micah, I know that you were at another location. You talked about the shooting that had happened earlier this year. What was going through your mind when this happened? It sounded like you were able to stay relatively calm.
Honestly, so yeah, the same thing. New Year's Eve, Fassler Hall, there was a shooting there. I think it was also gang related. I pretty much had the same thought. I was out there with my friends that night. The night that shooting took place, I thought to myself, I'm going to grab my friend, I'm going to grab his hand, I'm going to drag him out, and I'm just going to start screaming that there's been a shooting as I get out, tell people to get out of the building. Same thing here tonight. We were already exiting the building. My first initial thought was make sure that I don't lose my girlfriend in the crowd. I think that was kind of her same thought. So I thought, grab her shoulder, grab her hand, but no matter what, just keep moving toward the exit. Don't look back. Keep your head down. And as we pass people, just keep telling them, hey, don't go that way. There's a shooting.
Okay. Hey, Micah, I appreciate you sharing with us what you saw, witnessed, and heard tonight. Obviously, our coverage will continue into this, but glad that you're safe, and hope you make it home here shortly. You have a great night.
I appreciate you. Y'all have a good one.
All right. Thank you.